Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
It's time for some more G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. We're going to be getting into issue number 16. On the cover, we see Hawk and Destro in hand-to-hand combat as Cobra Commander slinks up behind them ready to shoot. Mike Vosberg and John D'Agostino provide the cover. Night Attack. Strap in. We're in for some serious stuff in this one. Larry Hama's writing, and Vosberg and D'Agostino continue to provide the art. The Joes are running a drill and become overwhelmed by the radio-controlled hiss tanks. Hawk calls for the Wolverine. We get introduced to the Wolverine and its 12 Stinger missiles. It quickly rolls out and mops up the hiss tanks with no trouble. The driver of the Wolverine is revealed, and we get our first appearance of a new Joe, CoverGirl. The Joes begin doing the math. CoverGirl only fired 8 missiles. How did she take out 10 tanks? And Tripwire comes out in his first appearance and introduces himself and lets them know that he took out 2 of the tanks with some magnetic charges. And then he trips over himself, dropping some mines. Thankfully, Rock and Roll catches them. At Cobra headquarters, the commander introduces Major Blood to the rest of the High Command, mentioning in his introduction that Major Blood is also a published poet. So of course we get a poem from Major Blood. Raise your glasses and sing the praises of our leader, who nothing phases. Cobra Commander, he's my chum. I trust him like I trust my gun. Then we go around the table and hear the thoughts of all the Cobra leaders and how they all have their own plots going on. Cobra Commander. He's a despicable bootlicker, everything that Destro isn't, and that's why he must destroy Destro for me. Then over to Major Blood. Ah, well, a job is a job, but it just seems a dead waste to terminate a fellow like Destro, while letting live spineless leeches like Scarface. And Scarface, was I wrong in siding with Destro? Is Major Blood the commander's new favorite? Destro. Even though this mask of stainless steel, I fear my face betrays me. Does the commander suspect my feelings for the Baroness? Will he act against me first or her? Dr. Venom. Both Destro and Cobra Commander are preoccupied and forcing me to choose between them. It's distracting them from the real menace, Dr. Venom. And finally, Baroness. So many contradictory plots and ambitions. How can I choose them? How can I use them to my advantage? Hawk reveals to General Flag that the Joes have figured out Cobra's true plan. They intend to put the plague toxin they have been working on in ink used in U.S. currency, infecting anyone that touches the money. He asks for help guarding the treasury, but the general denies him, telling him they have intelligence that tells them Cobra intends to attack the capital, and all personnel have been ordered to protect the capital. Back at the Cobra dinner party, everyone there is carefully trying not to expose their true intentions. The Cobra leadership finally get things together and get ready for their busy night. R.I.P moving trucks begin heading to D.C. Hawk continues to plead for more support as the Joes are protecting the treasury on their own. Flag retorts, I thought the Joes were supposed to be able to work on their own. Just as they are finishing up, a Cobra air attack flies over, dropping airborne troops. The moving trucks arrive at the treasury. Dr. Venom and Scarface enter the treasury with the plague toxin. General Flag is happy to point out to Hawk that he was right and the true attack is on the capital. Inside the treasury, the Joes had set up an ambush. Torpedo, Tripwire, and Gung Ho pop out and attack the Cobra troopers on Dr. Venom's team. Gung Ho then radios CoverGirl, Zap, and Rock and Roll to let them know what is going on inside the building as they hold position outside. Dr. Venom, determined to make sure his toxin gets out, sets an explosive to blow it all over everything. In case the Cobras have been given other orders, he shoots one of them and smashes Scarface in the head. At the Capitol, it is revealed that the planes and paratroopers were fake. Hawk, Clutch, and Scarlet take off for the treasury. Cobra Commander tells Destro to begin Phase 2 of the plan. Zap takes out one of the moving trucks, but Cobra High Command is running to the hiss tanks in the other moving trucks. Destro will be with Cobra Commander in one, while Baroness and Blood take another. Inside, the Joes find the injured Cobra troopers. Tripwire trips over himself again. They find Scarface alive. Tripwire disarms the bomb, and Scarface breaks away and runs off. The Hiss tanks bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and have the Joes cornered. Major Blood retrieves the toxin vials so that it can be used again in the future, and the Hiss tanks leave the building with the Joe hostages in front of them. CoverGirl receives a radio message from Zap. The Wolverine comes out of hiding, destroying the trash truck it was inside of. CoverGirl blows up 2 Hiss tanks that were coming at her. The 3 Joes from inside the building hop on the Wolverine. As they pull away, they are surrounded by Hiss tanks. Zap and Rock and Roll provide fire support from the top of the building, and Wild Bill and Airborne are there in air support. CoverGirl begins attacking the Hiss tanks one at a time, while the 3 Joes on board continue reloading the tank. There are only 2 Hiss tanks left, and happens to be the 2 tanks with all the Cobra leaders. As the Hiss tanks move into position to attack the Wolverine, Cobra Commander orders Blood to take out Destro. But Blood gets Destro in his crosshairs as Baroness realizes what is happening. Baroness swerves her tank to save Destro. She crashes and flips the Hiss onto its side. Major Blood notices fuel leaking as he climbs from the tank to leave on foot. Baroness calls out to him for help. She is in bad shape. She is trapped and her leg may be broken, and her glasses are destroyed. Major Blood turns and leaves her, and the tank explodes. Holy crap, did Baroness just die? Cobra Commander and his Hiss tank run over the Wolverine, destroying it as the Joes bail out. Hawk has arrived and is in pursuit of this Hiss tank. Dr. Venom climbs on board the last Hiss, and Destro is completely distraught as he saw what happened to Baroness. Dr. Venom takes over driving, and Cobra Commander takes over the gun turret, as Destro is still completely useless to them. Clutch gets the vamp close enough for Hawk to jump onto the Hiss tank. Destro doesn't stop Hawk at all, and Hawk climbs up and begins beating Cobra Commander's ass. Destro finally snaps out of it and grabs Hawk from behind, pulling him away from the Commander. Hawk and Destro are throwing down as Cobra Commander starts to come to and points his weapon at them, but which one of them will he shoot? Cobra Commander shoots Hawk 3 times in the back, and he falls from the Hiss tank. The tank continues running away as the Joes and the Vamp stop to help Hawk. Clutch tells Scarlet it doesn't look good. Have we lost Hawk too? A little epilogue to the issue, we see Scarface getting onto a bus, but announcing that he will get his revenge on Dr. Venom. That is issue 16, and holy cow, what just happened? The Cobra leadership all revealed their own separate plots to take over power. Then we have Baroness blown up in a Hiss tank, and Hawk shot and dumped off the back of a moving truck. This is so hard to process. There are so many mysteries and plot threads we need to get answers to. My favorite panel from this issue, I'm going to break my own rules again and just choose this entire page. Baroness swerving her Hiss tank to save Destro, Major Blood leaving her behind, and then the tank exploding with Baroness inside. Just unreal. This was an amazing issue. I can't say enough good things about it. We get 2 new Joes, a new tank, we have some possible deaths, and there was no mention of Snake Eyes or Quinn in jail. As far as the Joes know, Snake Eyes is dead. I'm giving this issue 5 flag points. This has been an amazing last few issues, and I can't wait to keep diving into these. That is issue 16. Knowing is half the battle, and now you know. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video where we dive into issue 16 and hopefully get some answers to all our questions from this issue.
That was a real American Brian. And now you know, because knowing is half the Brian.